First off, on the Sinday Talk, My Hero Academia, I Am a Hero Too will have a new special anime for summer of 2026. We'll focus on a teenage Eri in high school, set 8 years after the main series has concluded. You know, again, like, still can't believe it ended, but you know what? I'm still sad. But damn, I can't believe it. We're getting this one. Let's go. Actually, I'm more curious on this one right here, because I know we had that time skip a little bit going after the battle with, you know, the all for one and one for all battle that they had, and then we did see that on was like, I guess you could say like the post credits scene where we saw like teenage Eri. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm also looking forward to, if they do, is a new series of the Vigilante, because I kind of like that one a lot too. I don't know, just like the Vigilante one just really kind of hooked me into that right there, because you know, you just explore more about the world, you know. So yeah. Next on the Sinday Talk, Target has released Pop Tarts. Well, the Pokemon X collab Pop Tarts that they did back 25 years ago from this date today. I'm just kidding. I don't know if it's exactly this date today, but it was 25 years ago. They used to look a lot more better. We're not going to talk about that. Yeah, we're not talking about that one right there. However, it's been put on to eBay. Also, who would buy $20 or $25? Also, I don't think it was that expensive. I think it was like cheaper than that. What the fuck? Okay, so yeah, people scalping on Pokemon cards. I can see that, you know, you being an asshole, you know. But now Pop-Tarts? What next? Toilet paper? That's, you know what? Like, that's fucking crazy. They're not gonna do anything about that right there, about toilet paper. I surely doubt they'll start scalping toilet paper. I swear, on the God's green earth, they will not do that on toilet paper next, and then charge like 5 times the value for toilet paper. Surely that will not happen. The boxes cost around $2.89 and went up to an astounding price of $25. $20 to $25, I should say. I'm surprised. You know what? I won't be honest with you. I'm surprised they didn't charge $40. Why did I say that? I just gave them an idea, didn't I? Yeah, just put like a bundle of 2 and charge like $60. Yeah, sure, why not? I'm being sarcastic, by the way. No one's gonna buy that shit. Also sold May 2nd of 2026. Who the fuck is buying Pop-Tarts for $20? Over $20. Hell, I feel like if you're that one person that bought Pop-Tarts for $25. Also, like, hang on. My brain just like, I had 2 neurons kind of, you know, click together for a second. So if you don't sell this within by its best by date, does that mean you just lose your money because no one's gonna buy it because it's already expired? Am I thinking that right, chat? Cubs? Anybody? I don't know. I feel like that's what I'm thinking. Like, if it's over its best buy date, because, you know, like, it's gonna not be good to eat anymore. Also, how long do Pop-Tarts last again? Was it like 2 or 3 months? Oh man, 2 or 3 months. Hold out, guys. Hold out. Do not give them. Make their assets lose value over time, because that's essentially what they did. They just bought an asset that will literally just deteriorate over time. Man, I'm gonna have a fun day with that one right now. Just knowing that thought. If they can't sell that and then they have to throw it away because it smells super fucking bad. Ah, man. I think I found happiness for a second right now. Holy shit. Man, just knowing that thought now. Ah. Oh man, but yeah, no, I'm still not happy about this. Of course, Target would. And crazy part is, it's always Target. Something that Target always does is always on the Sinday Talk, or even getting talked about by Alara, by like. Wait, hang on, she's literally right here. What the hell? She's literally right here. Laura's already probably like, what the frick, man? Dude, it's like almost all news tubers will talk about this, and I'm like, wait a minute. Damn. It's always something with Target. Like, I mean, in a way, I just hear myself out loud. I'm complaining about Target. Why is it always the center point of being like always talked about in social media or by like news tubers? And here we are. And I realize it's quite literally Target. Like Target is a Target. Like I literally just connected those two things together just right now. That's crazy. It's kind of funny though. It's fucked up funny, but I don't think Target should do any more collabs now after this. Next on Sinday Talk, this is from Danny, and their question is, do you think Anata will be better than NTE? Anata is an upcoming free-to-play open-world action game RPG by NetEase. NetEase, you know, Marvel Rivals, you know, Destiny Rising, which is kind of funny because those games are pretty good. I know Destiny's kind of getting a little bit tired because of the situation going on, which that will also be covered later on in this. So look forward to that if you want to see more stuff coming from Bungie and Destiny, which is crazy. There's more news and announcements regarding issues with how Bungie's did a big fucky wucky, and you know the game is just there, just fucking dying. The news coverage has more content than the actual game is what I'm trying to say, which is kind of fucked up. But yeah, here we are. But going back onto this right here for Anata or NetEase, you know, blah 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 with NTE. So far, let's see. It says right here, Anata is an upcoming free-to-play open-world game RPGs by NetEase. Again, as I said, set in an urban fantasy city called Nova City, where you can play as a supernatural investigator known as an Infinite Trigger, dealing with strange paranormal events. The game has fast-paced exploration with vehicles, parkour. Sorry. I just thought of that thing from that one episode, parkour. But the game will use fast-paced exploration with vehicles, parkour, web swinging, styles, blah, blah, yada, yada. All the stuff that we've already seen. Unlike similar games, Anata does not rely on gacha mechanics. Instead, the characters will be unlocked through gameplay, while monetization focuses mainly on cosmetics. So basically saying like this is stuff that's going on, but as from what I am hearing from NTE, there is a gacha mechanic. Anata will not have a gacha mechanic, and you will just be focusing everything on buying outfits for your characters. Kind of like how I see a Zerlane being, but just subtract the gacha system out of that right there. You just get outfits. Don't judge me on that right there. I tell people it's just, you put money down for the outfits. That's all you need to do. It's not because it's very sexy. It's because it gives you buffs for your character. 100%. I would not lie to you guys. Never. But I already know like Anata's been having some issues because of the stuff going on, and as well as NTE. But my opinion for this is which one will be better. I think Anata will be better for people who do not want to really spend that much money. NTE, it's a gacha game, so it's kind of like it's a gacha game. Like you're literally just going to be paying for characters, which I still hate that, but you know, it's still going to be a thing. And regarding the NTE thing that was going on the last bit, NTE, the official account, which has also been community noted. And I will start reading, and you're probably wondering, like, what the heck happened? Hang on. Let's go into this. I like to go into some of this right here, and then we'll go into what kind of kicked it all off. NTE drama. I'm writing this post of a massive number of DMs from other players asking refunds. Damn, right out the bat. Over claims that the game was made with AI. We need to clarify a few points. I said paints, didn't I? As the situation is escalating quite a bit, the game wasn't made with a simple ChatGPT prompt like, make a new game. That was it, please. Pretty please. Sorry, I had to add in a pretty please. It was created by programmers, musicians, voice actors, artists, writers, and many other staff members who have been working on it for years. If it were truly a soulless project in such a competitive industry, it simply wouldn't stand the way as it has. We cannot deny that AI have been used to certain types of assets that do not represent the final product, but that will not okay, but that still does not fully address the underlying issue. As an official statement for Hada Studio, that's a pretty funny name, Hada. We have reached out and are currently awaiting a response. This may take some time, and it is currently Golden Week in China, which includes several non-working holidays. What, they got several non-working holidays over there? What the hell? I kind of hate that. We got several non-working day holidays. What the heck? That's crazy. Anyway, regarding the sponsorship situation and the denial of AI, using the important clarification of the department operates independently, this falls under the marketing department's responsibility in terms of communication with influencers, and the situation was not handled with the complete transparency. We are awaiting an official statement from the staff regarding the controversy that has emerged. This is already sounding kind of bad. Oh, yes it is. Situation is dedicated, or delicate, I should say. Damn, I cannot read today. The situation is delicate. Well, the issue originated in Asia and was actually received fairly positively there. It is now escalated to the point where forums in China and Japan are discussing. I can't even speak. Damn, I can't even speak. My tongue twisted. Discussing the controversy being stirred up by the West over the many concerns to a minor issue. Many influencers are posting and have stopped creating content, which worries players who generally enjoy the game, as they fear this situation could negatively affect its future. Let's hope for the best. And they got community noted, as I did say. How the studio stated AI is used for pre-production renderings and never for the core assets or final content. But apparently AI generated billboards and cutscenes with visual oh my god, inconsistencies are present within the game. Oh boy. And then they put this down right after that. My boss, when he comes in tomorrow and finds about the problem that we're having right now, after the 5-day vacation for Golden Week. Damn. Just like, hi guys, I brought pizza. Yeah. Happy Golden Week, I guess. That's not good. That's not a... Yeah, like, you just can't, you had like a pretty nice, holiday. Golden Week, Quite literal fucking fire. But there are also many other comments right there. This one's from Matt Salvia, another news tuber. Thing is, the department that is part of the organization lied to someone where they were sponsoring about the any use of AI part of the game that destroys any trust. Oh yeah, that is true right there. 100%. Ooh, hang on. They actually responded to... Hang on. I want to see... Hang on. This one right here. This one's from Chinese. I have a question. It is that AI is not allowed, or is it specifically drawing that's not allowed? And using AI text for the program, if it's not that, no AI cannot be used. So, and then in the future, shouldn't all of the game programming and text say that? Okay, yeah, that's actually true. I think it's actually about knowing how to hide. Just like how people online say, what the hell? Asking for refunds over a free-to-play game because of fucking billboards. That's kind of funny a little bit. But yeah, I think it's just the fact that they weren't transparent. I think that's the issue that people are having right now, is like what they said. That's the only issue. It's just, it's like, hey, at least it'd be like if there was like minors, some assets were used with AI. If they put that in there, like in credits, then that would make sense, because it's like, hey, like we credited it to it, so it makes sense, That's how I see that as. But yeah, that is what's currently going on with the NTE drama right now. So going on to the YouTube video, if you guys want to, put your like responses on the AI and all that kind of stuff, with how I guess this is getting, how should I say? I actually don't know how to respond to that right there. Like, if they're trying to put out the fire or trying to do damage, I think damage control is probably the preferred option to say to that. So I want to see how you guys' take on this is. So feel free to put it in the YouTube comment section. Yep, this is the next bit right here. Going on from the big, huge article piece I had to read. And this is the VTuber IronMouse. No introduction needed. Like, literally, like, quite no introduction needed. She was the one that kind of kicked off this whole thing right here, where it, you know, for the Nevers to Everest claims that they lied to her about the use of any AI. In quotes that they put right there, they had told my people that there was no AI in it. I didn't know until I saw the thing on Twitter after the stream. So this kind of kicked off right here from IronMouse. I think they were just really trying to, like, how I was like saying earlier, they were like kind of like not wanting to like put it out there, but the fact that they just didn't acknowledge saying there was some use of AI assets, then that's kind of why this kicked off. Like, it's like, how can we trust your word if, you know, you're saying, oh, this is 100% AI free, you know? Yeah, that's what's going on with this right here. So yeah, like, it was the no AI. Mouse does not like AI. Yeah, the comment section is kind of just not really going with IronMouse or NTEs. It's quite literal fire. It's quite literal fire. It's 861 of those that are quite literal fire. I'm not going to go into the 2K quote retweets, or I'm afraid of actually going in there. That's going to be a whole new world we're going to go into that I don't think anyone is ready to go into. But man, it'll be kind of funny to see. That will take a long time right there, like a good 30 minutes just to read all that stuff that's kind of funny and very disturbing stuff too. So we're gonna save that off for probably like a future video if I do want to decide to go down to the one and stuff like that. And going on further from there, yes, it's still going on, by the way. Fire Nation also has got something too, or the gaming news site The Gamer. I think we all know The Gamer by now. Shows that there are double standards again by publishing articles about the new game, Nevers to Everest, claiming the game is already being turned into Ultimate Gunner game. And then they criticize the gamers using the first-person camera to focus on a female character in suggestive ways. The same site who ran a story calling Resident Evil Requiem character Leon a hot uncle. Damn. Hey, look, to be fair, that's just people's taste right there. I'm right here just like, you know, in a way, yeah, like, it's kind of like, it's like, how could you say it? It's like you're showing your kink, but then you're also like shaming people for having their kinks, and it's like, damn, that's kind of crazy right there. It's like going to someone who loves drinking orange juice, going up to them, knocking the orange juice like off their table, smacking them on the back of the head, and being like, pathetic. You like that orange juice, you fucking filthy casual? Try fucking apple juice next time. You know, it's just like, damn. And then just spits in their face and then walks away. I'm like, damn, that's crazy right there. That's literally how I can describe that. I know you guys are saying, wait, so that seems an oddly specific thing that you just said right there. Did that happen to you, or did you do that to somebody? Yes. Yes. Yes is the answer. Interpret it as you may. I'm not gonna. I don't want to acknowledge any of that right now. But just yes. I did not emotionally or financially recover from that. Next on Sinday Talk, McDonald's Japan has introduced a brand new burger. The name Tama. Yes, that is the burger. I do want that burger. I'm right here just like, man, that's crazy right there. See, like, I was this close right here. That burger looks submissive and breedable. Exactly. Wait, what? I do like it though. I have no idea. Like, I'm just gonna say this. The thing that I'm more like impressed about is how they made the ears. Like, that's something that I'm very impressed about. Also, I just noticed there's an egg in there too. Wait, they put eggs on ham? Star Wars there? Also, it comes out on 5/7, which is just, it already passed. So if you're in Japan, congratulations, you got a very limited Borgor. Also, I'm going to be I don't want to look at the, I didn't want to look at the images from right now though. That's the thing, because I was like, man, this looks so nice, and then when you actually get the actual product, you're like, what the hell is even that? Why does my Borgor have a Pinor on there? Like, what the heck? What happened to the other ear? What the hell? My Borgor's got a boner. What the hell? Yeah, something fucked up like that. That would not be nice. But then again, I've seen stuff from Japan, from their like fast food chains. They actually make it look exactly like it, which is pretty good. Now, if I do see that, I'm gonna be like, God damn, that Borgor have it has a boner. I don't know how I don't know how I feel about this. It'd be kind of funny though. Fucked up funny, but I'm like, I don't know. Honestly, how would someone respond to that? Also, if you were still committed to eating it, where would you start eating it? That's the real question. Man, so many people are going to get exposed right now. Next that we have on the Sinday Talk, and it's coming from Dextro. The Steam controller just sold out in 30 minutes after launch on May the 4th. Yeah, Valve says a lot of statements regarding this right now, but they are trying to do their own restock supply on there, and they have a new system, which I'm actually really happy about. So if you already bought a Steam controller, you cannot buy it again on that account, which is really good. But I feel like, if there's a will, there's a way. I feel like a lot of those scalpers are going to try this, try to really push the boundaries, which I'm not looking forward to that. Definitely not looking forward to that. By that, I mean, they're probably going to make probably an extra 400 emails and do that shit now. Honestly, I feel like if they just were quiet about it and didn't say anything, oh yeah, man, then yeah, it would be a lot more easier. It's kind of funny too, because you're like, Sin, what are you talking about? Well, I think on this one I have it right here. Well, then again, let's go on this one. This one kind of covers more of it. This person was kind of just putting the example of, this is where all the controllers went. Steam controller, brand new, confirmed pre-order, $250. Chat, the controller costs less than $100. Well, then there's plus tax, but yeah. $215, $249.99. God damn. $250. Man, at least they fucking are honest though about the $250 though. I would not spend that much money. That's just fucking insane right there. But going on from the Steam controller for this atrocity that you're seeing right here. This is also a report that just came in, and this was from Aquila Mods. I don't know how they said that name. I probably said that so fucking wrong. But this was from Reddit, and this is pretty funny right here. eBay just took action and banned a scalper who bought a Steam controllers early. They resold them at a higher price. This guy has reported it, and they actually removed his listing and banned from the seller. So I guess now all I can say is about maybe just report people who are selling stuff like that at a higher price, and it's like this shit right here. I mean, I honestly feel like this is the best way, because if they have if they just keep getting bonked repeatedly, it's going to be harder for them, and they won't be able to sell it anywhere, and they just have money and they can't get rid of it. And no one in their right mind is gonna buy something from them. And in my defense, I think they might just return it if they can't sell it. At least get their money back if it's still unopened. But I know they're gonna hold out. I know I'm coping, but I really want it to be where they can't sell it, and then they have to sell it at one of those used, kind of like GameStop. And GameStop will only give you five, if you're lucky, 5 cents just for that. Now, in in-store credit though, $5 whole. $5 whole in GameStop credit. You know how? Oh my god! You know how like how happy I would be, like the justice from that. Beautiful. Cinema is how I can describe if I saw that. But yes, this is the best way you can now, kind of just like say to those scalpers that are doing shit like this, like, hey, you can't do that. Now about the food thing that people are selling on eBay that we talked about from Target, that's a different story right there. Their asset will literally expire on, was like, how long the Pop Tarts has again? 2 or 3 months? Now I'm looking at, man, like, what is it? Hang on, it came out like earlier this, so it's like, man, in August, man, late August. Oh man, and late August is my birthday. Man, that's gonna be the best birthday present right now. Their asset literally would be 100% worthless now. Now if they try to sell more money off of that, I'm going to be fucking astonished right there. Like, what the hell? How are you selling more money? That don't make sense. And then going on more from Valve and Steam. Valve's new Steam machine will probably cost, I said across, didn't I? Cost around $600 to $650 according to a well-known leaker. More Law is dead. He says the basic 215 gigabyte version is more expensive than he previously thought because the memory storage parts have gotten way more expensive lately. And if Valve charges over $700, it's a bad idea. And, people will probably just be like, oh, well, I'll just get like a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox. Or, to be fair, like, I think people might just stick with that. Because they're more higher than that, I do see the issue where people will be like, I could just buy like a gaming laptop. That is fair too. And I still kind of like it though, how Val and with the Steam machine, this is like the cheapest one. But if you're thinking like, oh, I'm just going to get a PlayStation or an Xbox. Okay, think 1 second. Steam has like all the games that you currently play, like if you're on PlayStation, for example, has everything from the PlayStation library as of right now. Well, not exactly, like 2 or 3 months ago. They have the whole Xbox library. Yeah, they have the whole fucking Xbox library in their library. And then they have their own independent library too, with indie games and stuff like that. So you get more for your money. You basically can have like, you have access to Steam, which is another way you can get different games. You have the Xbox library, and then you have the PlayStation library. It's essentially a 3-in-1 in the form of a console. It's a 3-in-1 console. Let that sink in. You get more for your money. It's essentially you're buying an Xbox and a PlayStation at the same time, kind of deal. If you want to go for this, and then you have access to Steam, which gives you more stuff. So yeah, it's essentially a 3-in-1. So I honestly will not. To me, I just feel like that's probably more worth the money. You get a 3-in-1, and it's easier to use. Like if you're more familiar with console, you got a 3-in-1 right there. Like, goddamn, that's crazy. A whole fucking 3-in-1. I know not all the games on PlayStation are on Steam, like Destiny 1, and stuff like that. Just throw that one as an example, and then like older games. But going on the Xbox though, you can get access to more of those games. I don't have to bring Destiny 1 out because that's one stuff, that I used to play, and I've been seeing a lot of people go back into it. And this is a little side rant right there, but it's just, and we're going to go into Bungie again, just to let you know. So I'm kind of prepping you guys for that shit. But yeah, that's my little take on the Steam machine, on how I see that as. You get more for your money though, in IMO. But depending on how you guys, see it as, I'm very curious to have your opinions on this. Next on the Sinday Talk, a Pokemon fan has traded his Audi R8 for a card collection estimated to be $140K. The collector said it included around $750,000 worth of sealed products and $65,000 in single cards. So you sold your Audi R8 An Audi R8 costs like what, like 175,000, right? Okay, hang on. Hang on. You know what? This is a lot of math right now, guys. Hang on. I'm not getting a calculator. Okay, I'm getting a calculator. Hang on. I just want to do my math. I want to make sure the numbers are right. Okay, so it's 75,000, right? Worth of CO products and 65,000. So that would be, yeah, 140. And then an Audi R8 cost. I don't even know what year it is. So, all right, Audi R8 price. Audi R8. We'll go. You know, we'll go with like something that might be a little bit more older. I want to go for. Let's go like 2 years back, 2023. Yeah, MSRP will be around 160K. Wait a minute. Wait, hang on. So it's 160K, all right? The card collection estimated to be around 140K. So, hang on. So you lost like 20K. Um, I don't think this guy is financially stable now. Oh no. Wait, hang on. So basically the guy who had the Pokemon cards and sold it to the guy with an Audi R8 and got the Audi R8 essentially made off like a bandit. My God, that is so astonishing. I can't even. I literally am like actively processing this right now, and I just can't comprehend it. So you lost money buying Pokemon cards, and you gave up your Audi R8. Holy shit! Oh my God. See, and this is why we have the scalper situation. When we see people doing stupid shit like this, this is this is what gives the scalpers a fucking idea. They're like, "Oh, if I collect all these Pokemon cards, this could be me one day." No, it fucking won't be, man. Shut the fuck up. Get fucking like little Timmy his fucking Pokemon card for fuck's sake. And people who do enjoy the fucking game and like to have fun with them. Like you literally just hoard these in fucking mint condition. What the fuck is wrong with you? Fucking open them if you're a fan. You fucking faker. Okay, you know, I'm not gonna go into any more of that right there because that's gonna be a whole like hour and a half rant. But you get the idea. Next on the Sinday Talk, and this is how I saw it as, Crunchyroll has announced for over 35 countries a 3-monthly price offer. $9.99. They now lowered it to $1.99, and the Mega Fan is now from $13.99 to $2.99. And I'm like, oh my God, they made it cheaper. I knew this day would happen. Yes, yes, yes. And then I saw this right now, and I'm like, no, no, it's going back to its regular price for fuck's sake. God damn, so fucking close. Oh man, yeah, I felt that. That's literally how I saw that whole thing. When I saw that price, and I was like, they lowered it. Oh my God, has Crunchyroll finally? And I was about to read that thing from that book right there, where the Grinch grew like his heart grew three times more sizes that night. I said sizers. Don't judge me. The end, and he gave his gifts to the world or some shit like that. Then the end. This is exactly how I saw that, but this is like now it's going into like the fucked up adult version. The Grinch's heart grew 3 times bigger, then saw like what Miranda got for Christmas, and then immediately went 50 times more smaller, and then shriveled up and wilted away. Yeah, that was not a good thing, because I immediately saw when I was like, you know it. I was like, they lowered it, but this is just a special promotion, and I was like, damn, that's fucked right there. That really is fucked. I did not like that. It was like I was actively like so happy And then when I was reading more of it, like my smile was like it literally went like that as I was actively reading it. Like the joy was leaving my body, like in real time. I'm basically mimicked how I felt that day. It was not fun. Next on the Sinday Talk, Pokemon has launched a collectible toilet paper collaboration with Renova. The collection features 79 different Pokemon designs. Wait. Oh no. Man, you guys are fucked up. I'm just gonna say that. Like, what the hell? Oh my god, man. You guys are so fucked up. After I said that thing about the Pokemon thing with the Pop Tarts. Surely they're not fucking do this. You know what? We had to live through the last 2020 thing that happened, like in 2020. And people had the hoard toilet papers. And then people that did the stuff that they do now with the toilet papers, you know, like asking more price for them. And now they're going to be doing Pokemon versions of them. I want to cry. Because there's like a new thing. We got the hentai virus going on right now. Every time there's a virus, you know what people do? They buy up all the toilet paper. Man. And then you got scalpers. You know what scalpers going to do? They're going to buy up all the toilet paper. And then they're going to add this onto their cart too. You fucking assholes. Damn. You guys play a dangerous game. Motherfucker. Next on the Sinday Talk, and obviously we have to bring in Twitch. We're also on Twitch. We're also streaming on YouTube and on X/Twitter and blah 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 blah. And this is reported on May the 7th, and this was also retweeted. And I just got this one because I thought this one was pretty interesting too when they talked about this. This one was on May the 8th though, but we'll go on to the one from Dextro that covered first. And this is Twitch's CEO, Dan Clancy, says channel identified as viewbotting will now have their CCVs capped. Viewbotting is bad for the business and we don't benefit from it, and we believe it harms creators' ecosystems overall. And this is what Macri, I don't know if I said their name right. I think that's how you say that. But they said, rather than dealing with the problem, they're encouraging malicious new view botting. Great. Alright, maybe we can fix the whole lurkers not counting. And yeah, that's actually true. Lurkers do not count most of the time. Like, if you're a lurker, you definitely probably are not getting counted as an active viewer right now, which is kind of funny though that Twitch has done that. Great job, Twitch. But interesting train of thought though. On top of that, for those that are probably unaware about like the view botting capped and stuff like that, and I think this is where Twitch and this is why I don't like Dan Clancy, because now people are like, oh, okay, so the things are going to get capped, right? I think this was like last year, like late last year. They talked about how there was an update going on for, you know, CCVs will be capped. So I know some other people caught that, like, I guess not like a lie or like bending the truth kind of stuff right there was what they did. So someone must have dropped something. Anyway, so going on, yeah, like people called their bluff right there, or not their bluff, they called cap in a way because of the CCV's cap. Because a lot, I want to say it was like either earlier this year or late last year, that they did say something that the CCVs got capped, like regardless of what it was. So I don't think this is really going to help it, but they also do bring a point right there where if you just maliciously try to do view botting, you can actually harm channels. In a way, you will be like, if you send them to smaller creators, you'll harm smaller creators and make it easier for people who it'll basically kind of like you're, oh man, what's that one movie? It's called The Dictator, I think is what it's called, where he, like, you know, when they're running the Olympic thing and the guy just shoots them in the leg. That's essentially what you're going to be doing. You're going to be running to that finish line and you're going to have like the gun and you're going to be like, okay, ready, start. And then the guy's running in front of you, bam, shoots him in the leg. And then you just run right past and you're just like, damn, that's fucking insane. That's how that's the best way I can summarize how this is going to go. I give Twitch probably like 4 more years if at best. You're probably thinking, oh, that'll be 2030, right? Oh man, you guys don't know what's going to happen in the 30. Oh, I can see the future. Cattles can see the future. It ain't looking good. It's definitely not looking good. Next was Sinday Talk. And I thought this was pretty interesting. A man in India somehow walked into a hospital with a machete lodged in his head. His cancer resembled a Mortal Kombat fatality. The man missed a critical area of the brain, leaving his speech and motor functions intact. Basically, the way I can describe this right here, how he has a machete on his head, just be a flesh wound. Like quite literally, tis be a flesh wound. Also, it's like this is what it looked like. Fatality. Also, how the heck do you have a machete go like right there? Man, that guy's got like some fucking luck right there. Like, a good or bad. But the way how he just stands there, he's just stands like, yeah, you know, I lived. Just be a flesh wound. Just another May 7th, you know, casually. Sony, and this is coming in from Pirate Nation, has reported a 120.1 billion yen or 765 million impairment loss on the asset related to its 2022 acquisition of Bungie for the fiscal year of 2025. Of that moment, 88.6 billion yen or 565 million was recorded in the fourth quarter. The write-down reflects lower than expected the performance of Destiny 2 in the sales player engagement. Sony noted that it does not represent a similar impairment loss in fiscal year of 2026. Essentially, how I can describe this is, you know that money that Sony made from Bungie? Yeah, it's not looking too good. Yeah, the Bungie acquisition. I mean, to be fair, when you think about it, that Bungie only had like one golden child, and that was Destiny. That was the only game they had. That was under their belt. And then we already know what happened with that. But Marathon is also cooked, is what Pirate Nation also did say on there. Oh, I honestly did not know it was only less than, well, I would say probably close to 5,000 players on. Damn, that's insane. The reviews are good. However, you can have really good reviews, but you can also have nobody in the game. Sometimes I think some reviews are botted, in my honest opinion. I personally think that, and I just know that's everywhere. And I'm just gonna say this though from Sony, and this is my personal opinion, and you guys can think of it as you may. If you buy a studio and their only game is Destiny 2, and you know, and you're looking at it and you're like, oh, this game is going to end probably in the next 2 years, maybe 3, and they have nothing else to show after that, that's kind of a red flag. That's not worth of a huge investment. Maybe partial investment, maybe, if you want to call it that, but like full investment, nah, man. It's just not worth it. Yeah, it's just not worth it, 100%. But yeah, Marathon is so fucking cooked right now. Oh man, rest in peace, Bungo. But thank you for making like a really good story. Except you, fuck you. You know which expansion you are. And you too. But all the other ones are pretty good for Destiny. Well, just 3 of them. Fuck 3 of them. We don't talk about those 3. Please do not bring up those 3. We do not want to talk about those ever again. But next on Sinday Talk, from big incidences that has happened this past week right here. This one's from Kronii from Halloween. And this was this huge article as well as coverage, was given to us by Permaban at give me a ban, blah 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 from X/Twitter, so forth and so on. Yeah, this is like a big read right here. It's kind of, well, actually, it's not that big of a read. It's just from right there on that little small stretch right there. It's kind of bad, but yeah. The incident with Kronii losing her VA role has shown that it was absolutely stupid and ridiculous. Ridiculous snowflake behavior really has to take its place out of anywhere these days. The full story behind this was, to my understanding, Kronii did her usual dead narrations of games, playing the game called Eternal Return, which is a Korean battle royale MOBA. I don't know anything about that kind of stuff, so. And I know Kronii likes to do dad jokes, so. But this was what was that? In other words, the grudge. So this was like 4 years. This was like 4 years ago. So she liked to do a lot of those dad jokes, especially back then. I think she still likes to do them now. So it was a dad joke. Yeah, the people from Korea, I did not like that. They really did not like that dad joke. So it kind of kicked off from there. So she lost her VA role. Oh man, and then like, blah blah blah. So that's kind of like kind of like a little bit of 4 years ago. Made dad joke. People of Korea did not like that. Fast forward today, when Kronii was expected to be a voice actor for Eternal Return, the Korean player base apparently pressured the devs to kick her out of her role, which the devs did. Kronii was unceremoniously booted from the role, and obviously it came to a huge shock to her and a disappointment. So the whole manufacturer outrage stemmed from tribalism for a game, some lost in translations and jokes not landing, and mob pressure and cancel culture. So now the game is gaining a large amount of negative reviews, honestly as expected. And that is why I cannot go back to France. That joke did not land. But now Kronii's got lore now. She got dad lore. Just like, yeah, and this is why I can never go to South Korea. And I'm gonna be like, why? I said a dad joke. That's it. The fact that this grudge was like for 4 years is just, it's just insane. Holy shit. That's so fucking insane right now. Like 4 years. 4 fucking years. My god, man, they really held on to that grudge right there. That's impressive. But yeah, this is the Eternal Return. I have seen a lot of stuff about this game, and it did look kind of interesting. However, I did see all that stuff going on too about people were saying this game's this and this game's that, and I'm like, and then I kind of got confused, and then I went to more of the context and I did my investigation, and I put Give Me Bad Hammers right there because this was the stuff I was looking at, and they kind of summarized it a little bit more better than I did. So I got to give them credit for that. But I found all this stuff too, and I was like, that's where all this hatred was coming from a voice actor that was on that role, and it did not. The people from South Korea did not like that. And then so it got review bombed by the people of South Korea, and they also got review bombed by the people who were in everywhere else. So it was just like, oh, okay, so the game fucked. That's the best way I can describe it to all of you. The game got fucked. All because they bent the knee. They bent the knee to a cancel culture mob, and they got fucked both ways, which is impressive. But yeah, that's from Kronii, and yeah, this is the the context was right there. They literally got community noted. Eternal Returns JP account, the notice regarding the change to a voice actor for the Bae Young's English voice. The voice responsible for his character of Bae Young is scheduled to be replaced upon the English will not be English voice will not be applied. And then the reader's context. Apparently it was made from a pun about a boar saying a boring 4 years ago. I'm serious. I'm very impressed by Kronii. And yeah, you see this is where it's going. It's mostly positive for English reviews, but very negative for that right there. So it's kind of, I won't be surprised that the game will be in a big kerfuffle, because it's looking like it's going to be in a big kerfuffle for probably for yeah. It's probably gonna be for yeah. And going on from there, yeah, the Snowbreak containment zone is getting review bombed on Steam after this incident that happened right now. And not that many people are now on the game though because of it. The game has also been oh man, that's crazy. The game has been heavily censored with changes applied to the character outfits. So yeah, there's also more stuff going on about that. Snowbreak containment zone. Not looking too good for that right there. 69.72% of the 9K reviews, down to 2,473 players in game. That's fucking insane. I wonder what the high peak was. Yeah, but yeah, this is going on from man. Essentially for video games right now, not looking too good. That's basically how I can describe it right now. Going on from that right there. Video games, right now from this past week, game review bomb. That's how I can summarize it. That's not good. Also, very poor decisions too from the game devs. So it's kind of like a combination of two things. Damn, this was not a good week for gaming, especially for people who love anime. Anime games, I should say. Anime games has not been a good week. Next that we have on the Sinday Talk is from, unfortunately, the one thing that I hate, and this is AGN, but I decided to cover it because at least they had the video clip of the comparisons side by side. The Star Fox Trader. I'm not going to say that name because I want to fucking mispronounce the fucking shit of it and summon a demon by accident. I was going to say Takya. I believe that's how you say that. Says he prefers how Fox looks in the Super Mario Galaxy movie compared to the new Switch 2 game. Honestly, he looks a lot more better. I do not like that one right there. The bottom one, yeah, that's the Switch 2 one. What? Dude, you know, this is reminding me of, how many of you guys remember the Sonic movie, how it first came out, and everyone was just like, oh my god, what the hell is that? Burn it with fire. That's how I see this. I won't be surprised if they do, if this was like an old like asset that they used and they're like, hang on, put it out anyway. They're literally gonna do a Sonic, you know, they're like, wait, hang on, think about it. Conspiracy theory. They make the character look so ugly, so horrendous, and then they change it, and then they make it to way people how they envisioned it, how it should have been, and then they make money. It worked with Sonic. I won't be surprised if Nintendo tries to do that. That will be really good marketing, though, to be honest. But yeah, I kind of prefer this one. I honestly thought this is the more better design. This one's giving me the ugly Sonic vibe. I think they really pushed it for too much realistic, in my honest opinion. And now we're on the last segment of the Sinday Talk. And that is Meanwhile on the Internet, which is stuff that did not get covered in the main segment of the Sinday Talk. And I just decided, you know what, I want to add it in anyway, because I thought it was going to be kind of fun just to talk about for a wee bit. So here we are. Meanwhile on the Internet. UK. The kids in the UK, I should say, are bypassing the age verification by using fake mustaches. I honestly, I think that's kind of funny right there. You just use a fake mustache. My god. So all you need is a pink mustache, and then you literally look plus 30 years old? Oh my god. Meanwhile, on the Internet, Zentrea has posted this right here, and this is Goose Goose Duck. There's a brand new cosmetic skin available right now. If you go on gaggle.funshop/Zen and use code Zen, you get a Zentrea duck. Very accurate depiction of how I see Zentrea almost all the time. Don't tell her I said that. Meanwhile, on the Internet, a male Uma has been born for the first time. Scientists are baffled. For those that did not know what Uma is, it's basically the horse girl. And that is how everyone's reaction was. You're welcome for that. Just like, what the hell? Meanwhile, on the internet, a viral pizza shop has defended charging $40 for a cheese pizza. Series Pizza says that they use the best ingredients, which come to an extreme cost to them. Man, this cheese better be milked from the cow, made by that same cow, and slapped with that same cow. Funny part is, people think of Mr. Krabs. Surprised it wasn't a hamburger shop that made pizza and someone fucked up on the order. Honestly, I do not know how to feel about that. I will not buy pizza from them. This better be some very fancy, bougie type of pizza right now is what I'll say. If it's not, I'll pass. Meanwhile, on the internet, Oreo has released a brand new flavor, and this is a limited edition, called the Firecracker Pop. I'm honestly surprised it has this right there. It has a blue raspberry, lemon, and cherry flavor cream, artificially flavor. And that red dye is going to kick in like fucking crazy. Pass. Definitely a pass. She's just like, what the hell? Yeah, honestly, when I think of that, I immediately picture a bomb pop. Please do not give them an idea. I do not want to see that idea. If you give them the idea, omae wa mumo shindeyu. And you're gonna be saying nani. The end. But that shall conclude everything that we've covered from this past Sunday on the Sinday Talk, as well as meanwhile on the internet. If you happen to have any special videos or any kind of news coverage or anything you saw on Twitter/X or just anywhere in general, feel free to tag me any of my 3 socials such as Twitter, Blue Sky, and Threads. As well as feel free to join the Discord. If you have anything at all, put it into the news coverage section and I will 100% be able to see it that way, and it will be covered on the next segment of the Sinday Talk. But with that out the way, have the most fantastic rest of your weekend. Stay safe, stay hydrated, and I'll see you lovely sons again next time. Bye-bye!
Always in the wrong, knowing where we stand.